Hello YouTube, the Wisconsin guy here again. I'm going to do another deck analysis, but I'm not going to do it like I did last time. I'm not going to do something or something else. I'm just going to talk about the deck. We're going to discuss Vincent something, I can't pronounce his last names, French Twilight deck that won in Yugioh Columbus. He did, in looking at this deck list here, he did an excellent job playing around the metagame. Whereas normal Twilight decks play things such as multiple black shining seas, and some of them don't main lure darknesses. He does main 2 lures, giving him extra draw power. He also mains 6, 10 dark monsters, so those lures are hardly ever dead. Another thing that a lot of Twilight decks do is play 3 Beckoning Lights, no other traps. He opts for 2 Beckoning Lights and 1 Monster Reincarnation. This allows him to more effectively use Chaos Sorcerers and this single Dark Arm Dragon that may hit the grave at some point during the game and control the amount of light and dark in his grave for Judgment and Dark Armed or Sorcerer. But the true highlight of his deck that does set him apart from all other Twilight decks is the playset of Trigodias. As I talked about when I did the Zombie versus Blackwing match, Lazaro's deck playing a Trigodia has a critical impact on the match. Trigodia right now in this deck, its second ability to copy a level literally does nothing because he only plays Plague. But the ability to just sit back on Trigodia and steal their monsters while discarding your dead monsters is very good. Lightsworn plays level 8, level 7, level 5, 4, 3, 2, so he can literally steal anything at many points considering his Beckoning Light, so he can just flip Beckoning and get a Celestia back if he needs to take a Sirocco or something on the other side of the field. And a lot of people, when they play Twilight, they want to go Charge Liberate, Solar Recharge, Lumina Garth, and end like that. But a good way to play Twilight, or Lightsworn in general, is to play conservatively. You're playing a deck that can drop a 2100 beat stick at any time, Wolf. If you mill him off the top, after that you can literally just sit there with Wolf and attack and pass and attack and pass. And they're going to have a hard time getting around that because you can also be sitting on an Honest. And Vincent was maxing out on Honest. He was only playing 2 Wolves and 2 Celestias though. But that makes it more important that he can go Lumina Wolf, and then every turn he'll mill 3 cards. But he also has Necros to protect him. He also has, as I said before, Honest. He can follow up with Celestias. He was playing a very, very conservative version of this deck, and that is how Lightsworn is supposed to be played. Most people just believe you explode, and it's hit or miss. You win the game or you lose the game. That's not true. And Trigodia in the main, it allows him to sit there with 6 cards in his hand and pass, and just attack with Trigodia. And if they cannot remove the Trigodia from the field, which they can't do by battle, because 3600 Trigodia is pretty big. You have to drop 2 Kalutes on it, and against Blackwing, even with Sirocco or Shura. And that's highly unlikely to happen. So they're going to have to waste a move lineup like Dark Armed, which you can't really stop, but you can just Necro and then respond with your own Dark Arm, Chaos Sorcerer, Judgment Dragon, and nuke their field. And that's a misconception that a lot of people have, is that you attack, or you just try to end the game fast. This format doesn't have to end the game fast, which is why I've been playing Dead Spam for so long, because you can sit there on Necro Gardenas and Armageddon Knights and not have to worry about them OTKing you, because there's setups literally where they can have 5 monsters on the field, 5 synchro monsters, and they won't be able to get around your OTK or your field. You can stop them that many times, and then you can respond with Vortex or your own 5 synchro monsters, clear their field, and you'll be in such a great position that they won't be able to do anything about it. This deck does a similar thing. It sits on Tragodia, and then once they finally waste a bunch of cards and remove Tragodia, or Tragodia's gotten its pluses, you respond with Sorcerer, Dark Arm Judgment. And if they have an out for that, you've probably been sitting on more of those cards, or a way to get it back, like Beckoning Light. He is Dark End Dragon, so things are a little nicer for him. I mean, not everyone has access to Dark End Dragon, so Chaos Sorcerer can remove something and then Plague up into Dark End Dragon, and he has more outs than the normal Synchro deck. He is also playing Ancient Fairy Dragon and Doomkaiser Dragon. I don't know why he's playing Doomkaiser Dragon in his extra deck, to be honest with you. He doesn't really have any zombie monsters. I don't think Tragodia is a zombie. I could be wrong. But other than that, it's pretty simple extra deck, pretty basic. His side deck has his second copy of Arcus, his one Aaron for random matchups, one Shiny Black Sea, which is in the main of a lot of other Twilight decks. Kaiku's, Roller Prussians, Breakers. Breakers a card that a lot of Lightsworn players aren't citing, but they should be. It's really good. It's comparable to Phantom of Chaos, which he's not playing, but I played Chris McGarrett in Columbus, and he was playing that, and that won him game 2 single-handedly. Phantom of Chaos, Judgment Dragon, nuke the field. Sometimes you can't do anything about that in any deck, because you can't bottomless the Phantom of Chaos. You can only torrent that waste all your monsters anyways. So, and Lightmere doesn't get around it. So that would be something that I personally would change. I would take out probably Torrential Tribute and Aaron for Phantom of Chaoses. But I can see why he's playing Torrential Tribute in his side deck along with Bottomless Trap Holes for the Blackwing matchup, because Blackwings can't side in. All they have is Icarus attacks. So I mean, you're gonna side in Bottomlesses and Torrentials and set those, and they'll run into them. You'll gain your advantage. You'll be able to swing back because you have Lila, so you can gain advantage off their back rows and get rid of their Whirlwind and such. The only other notable thing is Monster Reincarnation in the main, which I already talked about a little bit. He has even more of an ability to spam Sorcerer and Dark Arm Dragon than most normal Twilight decks do. And Allures, which make his deck a lot faster than most other Twilight decks are, which don't main Allures. And some people say it's not Twilight if it doesn't main Allures, but that's not true. Twilight is just Lightsworn maining Chaos Sorcerers. It doesn't have to have Dark Arm Dragon. Other than that, this deck is pretty good, I must say. I mean, Tragodia is a card that I personally thought was good at the beginning of the format, but I had no idea of the potency that it now holds. And I fully expect Tragodia to be in the deck that wins in Los Angeles, and it will probably be Zombie. And as Dale would say, it will be running the Krevins engine, and I agree with him. I do not think Deep Sea Diva is good. But I'll save that for a video talking about Diva Zombies. Thanks for watching, guys.